Let's see if we are, Brando. Oh.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. We're going to get started here at 10 o'clock. We're just hanging out. We're watching the debate. So we're going to hang out and watch that until 10. If you guys want to chat with us, get on that chat scotch.
Chat scotch.
Chat scotch.
Share to my story. How do I do that? There's so many things. We are
especially hostile to dreamers and to the rights of immigrants. Now, in South Bend, it was not always easy to stand up in a conservative place like Indiana
on immigration,
but we delivered.
Yeah,
we created a municipal ID program so that
we are
dreamers
out of
who were
YouTube jail and back on
everyday
the
life.
air
we
on
stood up for
YouTube.
those rights and stood with members of our
Thank
community
goodness
with the message
we are
that
back.
they were as American as we are.
Share.
Did you go on Talking Beards?
Yeah.
Were you talking on there?
Yeah.
All in?
I wish everyone was as perfect as you, Pete, but let me tell you what it's like to be in the arena. And number one, do the math. If my friend Andrew Yang was up here, that's what he'd say. In fact, I have
Andrew Yang, newest CNN contributor.
Judges, so get your numbers right. And I am in the top 10 to 15 of opposing.
What if I share it to
when it
take back Austin?
Comes to immigration reform, the things that you are referring to, that official that you are referring to was supported by about half the Democrats, including someone in this room. And I will say this. He was highly recommended by the Obama officials. You know why? Because Trump had so few career people.
I can only post it to pages that I'm...
these draconian policies to separate kids from their parents. And in my first 100 days, I would immediately change that.
You should be able to put it on.
I also own toddler
Senator Kennedy, he had made a pretty big allegation against me again, and I think I should have a right to respond.
I'm stating the facts because these are votes that you took, and those votes set you alone among the Democrats running for president. No other is it true or is it false that no other Democrat
First of all,
from the
it
Senate
is
running
what
for
you've said
president
about the
voted that
judges are false. You are comparing me to two colleagues up here on this stage, and you are forgetting one thing.
I would say anybody who ran for president this cycle, Senator Harris, Senator Booker,
if you could let me finish, since I've been in the arena, Ted Kennedy asked me to work on the first immigration bill. We were able, with President Bush, to at least get that bill to a vote. I'm sorry, but Senator Sanders actually opposed that bill, and I worked on it. And if we had gotten that bill done,
we get the visual?
Path to citizenship for so many people. Then I worked on the 2013 bill. I'm actually so proud of the work I've done on immigration reform. And you know what? You have not been in the arena doing that work. You've memorized a bunch of talking points and a bunch of things, but I can tell you one thing. What the people of this country want, they want a leader that
she's really going after him, huh?
Of this country, and that is me.
You know, maybe leading a diverse city that was facing ruin doesn't sound like the arena to you. I'm used to senators telling mayors that senators are more important than mayors, but this is the arena too. You don't have to be in Washington to matter. You don't have to be on Capitol Hill for your work to be significant.
Guys,
the arena
We have posted to Taking Back Austin. If you're joining us from Taking Back Austin, we're going to talk about homelessness here in just a moment. We're on live here at Austin Channel 10 at 10 o'clock exactly. On the dot. Check the world clock. It goes by the dot. That's just another 13 minutes away we'll be on. In the meantime, we're watching the Democrat debate. Who is your pick? Who is your pick? I can tell you who mine is. He's not standing on the stage.
Oh, yeah, what do you think? This is Bloomberg's first chance.
I want Bloomberg or Biden to win.
I haven't
nomination.
heard him talk.
I haven't either.
Oh, here he goes.
Speaking of
Hold
which.
on.
They should be followed, and if they have a process, which I believe they do, so that everybody can.
So you want the convention to work its will?
Yes.
Senator Warren.
But a convention working its will
He gets
means
like
that
2
people
seconds
have
to
the
talk. They don't
delegates
give him much time to
that pledge
talk.
And they keep those delegates until you come to
He's
the
like, bro,
convention.
you spent millions of dollars on advertising. You've spoken enough. Let these other people talk.
Person with the delegate, should they be the nominee or not?
No, let the process work its way out.
No.
Not necessarily. Not till there's
Senator Klobuchar?
Let the process work.
Senator Sanders?
Well, the process includes 500 superdelegates on the second ballot. So I think that the will of the people should prevail. Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Most votes should be coming out.
I do. You know, The guy's a man of principle. I love everybody else is like, yeah, you know, whatever the Democratic Party says, and then he's like, you know what?
Your battery's running low.
You know what? Yeah, what is that? Put a charge on it. Brando?
All right, well, we're going to give you an update on where the Democratic race is.
Can you hear us?
We say we're coming up on the Nevada caucuses. This has been a pretty, the pace of this has been pretty manageable so far. We had Iowa.
Anyways.
It's taken a couple days to get Iowa, but Iowa
We're
had a
chilling
whole
here. Goodness gracious. We're just watching this.
That guy, what is his name?
I don't know.
He's the hardest working dude in show business.
You think so?
Saturday the 22nd, get a week.
It's ridiculous. They have him like on any election night.
We're coming up after Nevada
and
South Carolina.
He's all khaki and white shirted,
standalone
sleeves rolled
He's
up.
a real pro.
When one state goes off,
Steve Kornacki?
all
Is
the
that
world's
it?
attention is focused on that state. We get late into the night like
Steve Kornacki. Hey, if you're joining us on the live stream, we're just kind of getting going a little early. Anybody got some talking points that they'd like to talk about? You know, we like to talk about all kinds of political stuff. We've got the debate going on in the background, and we'll probably be talking a little bit about that. We're going to probably touch on some of the homeless stuff that we were talking about last week. I don't think we've gotten any resolution to it. We're definitely.
I think we'll be talking about it for a long time.
Well, oh yeah. I mean, but it's as we were just having a pretty serious conversation in the parking lot. It's all about what solutions. And you were like jabbing at me because you were like, do you want the insane asylums or the sanitariums to come back? I mean, look, there's got to be some sort of way to corral, and maybe that's not the term that I should be using, but if the general public, because okay, hold on, let me just back up real quick. What we are protecting is society, right?
Mm-hmm. Who's we?
Well, these are philosophical questions that people have been asking for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is society? Who determines what the moral compass is? And
God.
And in a democracy or in a democratic setting, which this is a democratic republic, it is through the electorate. We vote for people, and they help to dictate what laws are made or what restrictions are put on certain institutions. And does he know what's going on? What is going on? Do we have a full? Okay, so so you know who decides what is right? Like, who decided that men wear pants and women wear skirts? Like, what if we were to just flip that on its head?
No one decides that now. What the hell happened to this TV?
TV just went out.
He's just having fun in there in the studio. Good thing we're not on the air.
Screwing with us. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, we've got a collection of folks that aren't playing by the majority's rules, right? And the majority's rules are: you grow up, you go to school, you get an education, you then enter the workforce, and you work your 40 hours. Or maybe you get TikTok famous and you don't have to work 40 hours, but you're making money. You're putting money in the bank. You're paying different municipalities for services, and you're paying your taxes, right? And you contribute to the local tax base by frequenting your local businesses and buying at the local shops and what have you, right? But what about those that don't believe in your rules? What do we do? And,
Well,
and
they should
you
be
want,
free to not have to follow the rules, but they
I think you want death camps.
no. What makes you think that?
You mentioned it earlier, and I thought you meant
No.
that you wanted death camps.
I am not for. Are you talking about what I was talking about? Asylums?
Oh yeah,
Sanitariums?
sanitariums.
No, that forced people against their will. The government decided when somebody was too crazy to not be in charge of their own life, so they took them away and made them lobotomize them. Basically, I'm not for that. I think there's
one flew over the cuckoo's nest is that story.
I'm not going to be brought in and
I think Jack Nicholson's character was one that always went against the tide. He was always pushing back for one reason or another, and it finally led to a judge saying, "You know what? You've been in front of me, 40 times in the last 3 years for all these petty crimes. It's time for you to just no longer be a burden on society." So yeah, that and that sucks that somebody might be in charge of that. But the hope is that there's checks and balances to make sure that somebody isn't just thrown away. It's a wonderful way. Maybe that's why
what
Reagan
if the
got rid
majority
of the
voted
insane
on
asylums. Maybe he got rid of the insane asylums because it was only like the Republicans that were being sent to sanitariums, and he was like, you know what, I got to free my brothers. I got to free them.
Speaking of freeing your brothers, how about Trump releasing people?
Yeah, I mean, how about that? These pardons, this list, this pardon package was the term. So we were going to talk about it. I'm reporting back to you here, looking at the liberal media when I was watching MSNBC and CNN, and even they said it on BBC America. They were like, and Trump delivered a pardon package. They just loved that alliteration. They just it was hilarious. But okay, so Blagojevich. Blagojevich. He was the former governor of Illinois, who after what? Okay, after Obama won election, his Senate seat was vacated, and it's up to the governor to nominate somebody or choose somebody to take over the rest of his term. Well, he was arrested because it found out that he was trying to get money. He was like, hey, do you want to be a senator? Give me $200,000. And so the FBI was like watching him. And so he tried to sell Obama a Senate seat. He was arrested, charged.
How long do you think someone should go to jail for that? No doubt it's a crime. Then he should go to jail. But how long should someone serve for that?
Let me just speak freely here, if I may. Okay. Number one, he was a Democrat, so you would think that I'd be like defending him. No,
corruption's corruption. Bro.
I'm not.
I would expect
a
you
Democrat
not to.
In this sense. I am a hey, brah, you just totally spit in the face of Lady Liberty and the Republic, and democracy was just turned on its head.
Okay, I get it. How long should someone serve? He broke the law. How long should he serve?
I say 10 years.
Okay, so he got 8 years.
But he was pardoned.
So a lot of people get sentenced for 10 years and on good behavior.
Right, but also with a pardon,
he was probably in white-collar federal
expunsion of his record, and he's now able to.
Is it expunged, or it's just that he?
I think if you get a presidential pardon, I bet you could probably. Get
I don't think they're all pardons. What's
easy.
The other thing besides pardon? It's they suspend the sentence, or there's another word for it. Does anyone know what I'm talking about out there?
But Blagojevich isn't the one that I was worried about. What I was really worried about was the woman that it was like $250 million. $250 million in Medicare fraud that she was charged with. She was pardoned.
Commutation.
It was a commutation. Yeah.
Is that the right way of saying it?
Yeah, to commute somebody's sentence.
So that's what he did with Homeboy. That Democrat. Didn't expunge him, but they just
So
said you've
click on
served.
what is commutation.
You've served enough. Definition: 1, exchange or trade. 2, replacement, specifically a substitution of one form of payment or charge for another.
3, a change of a legal penalty or punishment to
To
a lesser one.
So they
Commute of
didn't
a
say
sentence.
exonerate or any of that. Acquit.
All right.
All right, we're on in less than a minute here.
So he basically got a hey, you've served enough time. So
Time
he wasn't pardoned, but he was.
So that's why I asked the question. I mean, did the guy did the crime? We get it, but how long was he sentenced for? Do we know?
I think he's only been in there for like 2 years.
They said he was there for 8 years.
Well, I think he was charged 8 years ago, but he was on the freaking Apprentice while he was being charged. Like he is a former Apprentice star.
He said it didn't last long. I think
Oh
maybe
my
he was like
God.
first or second week out.
Oh, he was the worst. He was so
Did
dumb.
you watch the show? You said you watched
Oh,
the show.
I used to love that show.
I've never watched one episode.
Oh, yeah, it's so dumb.
All right, we're on in 10, 9, 8, 7,
It's the
6,
dumbest.
5, 4, 3, 2, we're live.
You are now listening to.
Oh, they're coming to rob us and rape us, and they're coming.
I don't know where you're hearing that, but literally nobody's saying
Nobody's saying that.
I know English people that aren't supposed to be here, but I don't complain about them.
I'm not trying to out
like
you,
them.
but I
Get
want...
me in a gotcha moment.
No gotchas, because I do gotchas, but it's not a gotcha, okay?
They all know you as like a Alex Jones apologist.
Yeah, pretty much. Alt-right adjacent, I think.
Alt-right adjacent. liar, a racist, a lunatic,
An N-word hater.
No.
But in the event of an emergency, the regular exit might not be the quickest or safest.
Hey, this emergency exit is painted on. There's no way out. There's no way out.
That's right. This is what it sounds like when worlds collide, finding common ground and breaking the divide. This is Emergency Exit. This is episode 143. Today is Wednesday, February 19th, 2020. It is again 10 to 10 in our floating tin can.
Far above the world.
I am Los. You can follow me on Twitter at That's Right Los. Joining me as always is Jimmy. I'm not a conspiracy. Preston. You can follow him at Jimmy Preston.
At Jimmy Preston.
That's right. Streaming us live, making sure that we have a background is Brandon, the hard hat.
Brando, what's he's pulling his hair.
He's already getting.
Make sure all the levels are right, Brando.
If you guys want to be an intern and learn and basically do what Brandon says,
Mention unpaid intern.
Unpaid intern. Brandon could definitely use the help, and if you're interested,
I'll be completely honest with you. If you'd like to learn anything about podcasting, you won't learn it from us. You'll learn it from Brando, but you will learn how to deal with difficult talent. And that's coming straight from me. The old Jimmy Preston 101. You're gonna get that. So yeah, send us an email or call us. Whatever you want to do.
Emergency Exit Podcast at gmail.com.
We've got all kinds of stuff going on tonight.
We're gonna continue on with the homeless crisis. We're gonna talk some conspiracy theory as we used to back in the day. We've got a Brew World Order. And we're gonna play Don't Be an Asshole and watch some funny videos.
Also, and then we're probably gonna do a little bit of a preview of the events that we've got coming up this week.
We've got an event coming up.
Got a bunch of folks. I'm looking at a picture on the old interwebs, and we've got my co-host who's gonna be on stage, Paul, and we got Justin, and we got Johnny and Brian and Liz, they're all getting tattoos. They're all getting pre-tattooed. They're probably not. Well, this is public, so Robin's out there getting tattooed. Johnny Awesome's in town. He's tattooing some folks while the beard competition's going on this weekend, and he's going to be doing it at the competition. We'll get into that. If you didn't know, we're a part of a beard club.
I also heard Mr. Awesome, Dr. Awesome there is implanting RFID chips for all you guys looking.
Every tattoo comes with an RFID chip, and that is.
Just be careful about those out there, guys. I want to talk. It's not a conspiracy. It's happening.
He's actually sponsored by Bloomberg, I believe. So,
yeah.
What do we got? We need to do.
Well, we talked. We're going to do homelessness. We're going to do conspiracy theories. We're going to play some funny videos. But first, we've got the Brew World Order.
It's the Brew World Order. Oh, look.
Brew World Order coming at you again. Well, this week we've got Austin East Ciders Ruby Red Grapefruit Cider. This here, it comes straight from Austin, as I said before. It comes with 5% alcohol by volume, gluten-free.
I like Austin East Cider because we did a little meet and greet over at their place, and I won the raffle, and I have that cooler. That cool little cooler. It's an Austin East Cider
cooler.
It's a cool cooler. Yeah, a cider. Sheesh.
My favorite kind of cider is Dickens.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure it is. Let's see what we got here.
Let's give it a shot.
Immediately, as soon as you crack it, you smell the grapefruit.
I like the grapefruit.
Grapefruit's all over this.
In the cider. East cider gets you.
I mean, you just feel like. I mean, it's like I used to have a mom that used to serve us grapefruit. We'd have a bowl of oatmeal, we have half a grapefruit, but she'd allow us to put the sugar on top. Like there was a crust of sugar, and then you'd pre-cut your things, and then you'd get the little wedge of the thing. That's this. It reminds me of Ma. I love her. It was her birthday the other day. It was her birthday yesterday. As a matter of fact, on her birthday, she sent me like a link.
Well, yesterday will be the Saturday or the Tuesday when we air this.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a while back. Anyway, on her birthday, she sent me a link. 'Cause I hadn't called her yet. She sent me the top 10 things that'll be different once your parents are gone. It's like, oh, Ma, I'm gonna call you. Give me a break. Anyway,
passively is aggressive. Passively aggressive over the
because I love Ma, and it's reminded me of Ma. 4.6. 4.6. And I'm not a cider guy.
That's rather high. This is good. Mind you, I've got 3 more 6-packs at home.
Yeah,
I got a whole flat of them from a friend. So, thanks, friend. And I'm gonna give this. It's good, but is it 4 6-packs good? Because that's what I'm thinking with it. It's gonna be a 3.9.
Okay,
That's right.
All right.
What about you, Brandon?
Oh, man, I'm not a big grapefruit kind of guy, so I'm not looking forward to this.
Oh, it's like daylight.
Oh, it's like a 1.8.
1.8.
Sorry,
that's right.
Ciders, not the grapefruit. Not for me.
That's this week's
Brew World Order.
Wow. It's the Brew World Order.
A 12-pack of it left.
I don't hate it as much as you guys hate it.
Well, you drank so many at this point that you now. All right, are you gonna be able to do this?
I'm sick today, guys.
You are so sick. Dwayne's already like, why does Los look like the Unabomber? What maybe a World Poker Tour or Poker Tour? Hardly know her. Look, that's the phone number. If you see it, it's 512-477-2440. Give us a call. If I'm probably going to get kicked out of that group, Take Back Austin, but I shared it in that group because we're going to try
to get started with that right
talking
now?
about. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's get to that first one here. This comes from KXAN in Austin here. Vince Young, steakhouse owner, says Austin homelessness is at a boiling point, and he's asking the city for solutions. because it's getting pretty bad. So this is coming, like I said, from KXAN in Austin. The owner of Vice Young Steakhouse says homelessness.
Vice Young.
Did I say Vice Young?
Yeah,
Vince Young says homelessness in Austin is reaching a boiling point. Philip Brown, who I learned is not Vince Young. I thought that would be the owner of the restaurant.
Let's be honest. Vince Young, a well-known and loved football hero here in the town of Austin. He took the United Texan Longhorns to a championship and beat USC. But anybody that
turn that down.
Yeah, I hear it. Let's be honest. He wasn't the brightest bulb in the box, and I think the smartest thing he did was sell the licensing rights to his name to that restaurant. He may be a part owner, but he is not the.
Well, anyways, Vince Young Steakhouse pops up on Twitter, pleading to Mayor Adler. And if we can pop that up, you were just on it there. This is not where people should be camping. This is an alleyway of our business. Not only is this very unsafe for our guests, patrons, and staff, this is not safe space to camp out. Something must change. At Todd and Don KLBJ, who you were just.
Is it?
He's saying at. Yeah, so he's trying to get their attention.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I agree. There's a lot
you
of.
Can get that, yeah, just scroll down. It should be a tweet in the middle of that.
I think you already went past it. You've got to move over to your right. Finally, vindication. There it is. So it's a little hovel in an alley.
It's basically they made a nice little. They got a
exactly
refrigerator
what
box.
Pops up behind our apartment complex a couple weeks ago, and my landlord admonished me because I went and talked to them, but I went out and I was like, "Hey, bro, listen, you just can't stay here.
You just can't stay here.
You can't do it. It's private property, and there's kids that live here, and I saw you." Taking a whiz behind the dumpster, and that can't happen again. So you gotta go, and he was like, well, can you give me time to get my stuff? I said, yeah, get your stuff, but if I come back at lunchtime, I'm calling the cops. It's that simple. And what I'm really worried about, and what I was mentioning earlier, is there's a culture of people that are trying to scare people, like. These people are like zombies or something, and we need to start arming ourselves against them. That's not helpful. Scaring people, being prepared, being smart. But look,
well, do you think that's the case, or is it
I'm saying
they're protesting?
If I go hiking in the woods by myself, that's not the smartest thing. Like, if nobody knows that I'm in the woods, that's not smart. If I'm going during hunting season or bear, like they're about to go hibernating, and they're foraging for food before their hibernation, that is not the time to go camping by yourself. I'm saying that you be smart, and if you're going downtown, you don't park in the areas where there's a high concentration of homeless folks, or don't walk by yourself. Or call an Uber from wherever you are and take that Uber to your car if it's on the other side of town. But you know what? You probably shouldn't be driving downtown anyway if you're going drinking, because then you're driving home. So
what if they are the DD, designated driver?
Well, that's fine. That's fine. But
that's the only exception, though.
But take a group of friends with you as you're walking. And what I'm seeing is a lot of. And then everybody's upset about what Adler said today. I didn't see his comments, but he did make mention about how there's a good number of incidents out there that are getting highlighted on social media, and good or bad, I think crazy things are going to get captured by people's cell phones, and they're going to go out there. It's difficult to stand up for the homeless community when we are constantly bombarded with these terrible images, of the worst of the worst. So now we were talking about it before we went on the air. There is a percentage of the homeless community that we are rallying behind and we are cheering for, and we are hoping that they can get back on their feet. But then, what are they getting on their feet to? What is the script? Like, let's say we find somebody, we find Cindy, and she's fallen on tough times. She's living in her truck, and she maybe, we don't even know what her backstory is, but she's moved from someplace else. She came here, her housing fell through. She's living in her truck right now as she's trying to get back on her feet, and she's only got $1,000. How do we help Cindy? How do we help Cindy get on her feet?
Well,
or do you care?
I do care, but how far do you help somebody? Do you give them? You just give them the opportunity to get on their feet, and that's all we can really do. It's up to them. We can't determine their outcome. We can only help them with the opportunity.
Okay, so
I think we should absolutely give people opportunities to try to get back on
their
feet.
But your question there, like, how far do we help? Well, this is what I'll tell you is at stake.
Do you want to be taken advantage of, or
this
what?
This is what I will say that is at stake if we don't help. Cindy could possibly fall victim to like some sort of pimping situation, or be forced to go into sex work against her will, or she could be assaulted or raped.
A whole mess of things. Why do we got to keep going into what you're talking about?
Get addicted to drugs, and then the path to bettering herself is diverted even further off course, as we now have a addiction problem that we have to deal with. Either seeing it every day as you drive on the corner, and she's asking for money to continue getting her fix, or now she's got a kid in tow and she's got to pay for that kid. That now the cycle is gotten even worse. It's doubled the cycle. So I'm saying, when I'm reaching out to people, I'm saying, what are the solutions? And we've made some jokes here about opening up the sanitariums.
I did not make any joke about that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's when it started getting crazy with homelessness.
When Reagan started closing down. Well, I guess literally it did start getting crazy because there was people that didn't have the resources, or we didn't have a place to help care for the mentally ill. Like, there might be some people that are on drugs on the street because they aren't in a sanitarium on the legal drugs to maintain their sanity from their lucid visions. Maybe they're schizophrenic or bipolar, and there's no facility to take care of them, and their mental illness has gotten out of control, and they're trying to control it through meth or heroin, or maybe they're just
But
like
I hear
addicted
from
to
you,
CBD.
I hear a lot of reasons why people are on the street. We get it, Jimmy. There's so many reasons why people are on the street, and you're asking people, what are solutions? We're just simple people, man. And when I work on espresso machines, I ask people, what's the problem, before we can find what the solution is. And we need to figure out what the problem is first, that there are tons of this and that out here. What's the percentage of this? And when we do talk about the ones that are really bad, because there's obviously a lot of homeless people out there that want to be out there. They don't have any sort of ambition of getting any help. And we talk about those ones. We don't talk about the ones that are out there because of hard times that will be back on their feet eventually. We're talking about the ones that are lifelong homeless people at this point. They're making it a career. And those are the ones that are making it hard. What's up, Bill Peterson's on the line with us. Or he's not on the line, he's on the chat with us. Hello.
What's up, Bill?
So anyways, I wanted to continue on with this KXAN thing, but I had
Well, and
we'll get to
there was another article that was very similar to that
let me
with
get to what I
the
was gonna
Round
say
Rock
here.
honey dropping out of the they dropped out of the farmers market on Saturdays down there off of
Wait, who?
Round Rock honey.
What's that all about?
They made a big stink about no longer going to the farmers market because it's gotten out of hand. And I'm talking about the one that's over there off of like Lavaca.
Because of
and
homelessness
Second.
and everything?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they've got a nice little farmers market set up, and all these farmers show up with all their wares and their homemade goods and stuff. But then they've got to deal with, hey man, can I get some free honey? All these homeless people, they just want honey, I guess.
Give us a call. Do you guys give money to homeless people? Like, for instance, this evening I'm driving to the studio, and there's one of this homeless guy right down there on the stoplight, grabbed his squeegee, and it's sort of raining outside, so I'm thinking, why is this guy out here with that? But do you pay that guy? Do you have rules? Like for me, if he starts squeegeeing, it's done before the red light happens or before it turns green. I'll reach for a handful of whatever change I have in my bin there. But if you aren't finished by the time it turns green,
are you waiting for the green?
We're like, yeah.
It's like a race. It's like, oh.
It sort of makes it exciting donating to a homeless guy in a way.
But listen, if he's if he's ambitious, I mean, because if you watch the crosswalks,
Bill Peterson says we had 2 pass away over the last couple of weeks due to the weather.
Oh man, that's
so
sad.
Yeah. Well, that's why you don't see a lot of homeless people in those northern states.
No, that's not true. You see them up there, and
but somehow they bail out during the wintertime or find a place to go.
There's a lot of towns up there because they have to go into the city has to go into take care of these people because you know what? It's just bad for tourism when you've got people freezing to death on the sidewalk.
Yeah, not a good look.
DC, every year we would have blanket drives, and then you would see the guys like setting up their tents and stuff in their blanket, little hut on top of the
phone. We haven't heard from Rob yet.
Nobody's
the
called in.
Democrat
Rob's working
debate's
late.
Going on right now, so
that's probably what's going on. He's watching the debates, but they'd be setting up their stuff on the grates and stuff. But they would actively move people into shelters when it would get to these ultra cool temperatures.
Well, let me get to this. I wanted to show you this video. It's Adam Carolla. He's talking to Tucker Carlson. I don't want to hear anything about him, but listen to what he's talking about.
Fat face Carlson.
How you don't like him? Just listen to Adam Carolla and what his take is on government and homelessness. If you can pop that on there, Mr. Hard Hat.
Sure, it's brilliant.
No, I think you'll agree with what he says here.
I like Adam Carolla.
Oh yeah, he's waiting for an ad. Adam Carolla I love his podcast.
I grew up. I didn't grow up, but he.
Loveline?
Loveline
Yeah.
was
Dr.
definitely. I guess in my 20s or something. That's when
I was in my teens for sure when that was coming on.
But him and Dr. Drew, a really good mix of stupid and smart.
Who's stupid?
Carolla? Carolla would play the dummy, play the
it's different kind of smart.
Crass.
You had book smart, and then you had like a really good street smart guy.
But
and they mix together so well.
Yeah, and then Cajun's chiming in saying, "Dude, Denver has a huge homeless community year round." And what I was saying, a lot of those towns, they like come wintertime, they will give folks a free one-way ticket to anywhere they want to get them out there. What do you got?
The blight of homelessness is impossible to ignore. It seems to be getting worse. Why is that?
Breakdown of the rule of law. No one wants to enforce laws around here. What I've figured out from living here my entire life, I mean, I was born sort of 3 miles that way, now I live 3 miles that way. California and LA especially sort of broken the citizens into 2 groups. There's the groups that have money, and then there are the empty bags. They don't have any money. So if you have money and you're in that group and you pay your taxes, you'll get pulled over and get a ticket for not having a front license plate. everybody I know in LA has been pulled over for not having a front license plate. But if you're homeless or you're illegal or you're not in the system, then you're essentially an empty bag and they can't get money out of you. In fact, they cost the city money. So anything that costs the city money, they're not that good at, but they're really good at parking enforcement, and they're really good at permits and building permits and fines, and anything where there's money to be had, they're super efficient at it. And the homeless don't have checking accounts, so there's nothing in it for them.
So yeah, he's right.
Thank you. That's great. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
So
he's right on the he's right on it,
right
right?
on the way
It's
that
government.
the government works.
Yeah.
And yes, I mean, you are not going to get the money out of a rock, you know, if there's nothing there. So and then this is where it can turn into a cycle, you know. We've talked about this where the cops are more likely. Now, what he's talking about is his buddy in a Lambo got pulled over because he didn't put a license plate on. Now, the cop that pulls over to the Lambo for the license plate is an asshole.
He knows a lot of blue-collar guys, dude. I would guess he's talking about them.
But listen, Corolla's been around long enough. He's living in Beverly Hills, you know. He's got a nice place. He's got some friends with some DeLoreans and some Jaguars and what have you. So what I'm saying, you're not driving a 90 or an 89 Chevy Caprice, you know. And the cop might pull over that Chevy Caprice looking for drugs, but he's not nickel and diming him for your license plate light is out or something like that. It's pulling him over for that.
You've
to
totally
try and arrest
totally heard
somebody.
of how cops have quotas, and you know they will
Yeah.
say that they don't, but they do hand out chicken shit tickets, like this whole click it or ticket BS. I'm so sick of click it or ticket. You don't need, and Adam Carolla will say this, you don't need to put up, and we went over this for Christmas time, where they have the big old sign up on the freeway, and it says, you know, don't drive lit, only Rudolph can do that. You know, and this one will be click it or ticket. Like, why do we need to be reminded through our own tax dollars that we need to buckle our seatbelts? My car will beep at me like crazy if I don't put my seatbelt in.
I am so happy that you are always on top of everything. Okay,
Like what?
and you are not the reason that we have those messages. But look, I don't buckle up.
Seatbelt laws
I don't buckle up, and
are not cool.
I have burnt out more seatbelt alarms on the last 3 cars that I've had.
You just let them go off and go off until they burn out.
I don't even hear them. And like our good friend Charles Mason, whenever he gets in my car, my old car, the car that I'm in now, it burnt out quick, that chime. But yeah, if you get in the car with me back in the day, with my old car, wherever we're going, you're hearing my seatbelt chime. Yeah,
ding,
yeah,
ding,
yeah. I don't even hear it.
Ding, 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 ding,
So
ding, ding.
why don't I buckle up? Because I need to be able to run. At any moment, I want to be able to ditch. This is why I don't date women that wear flip flops. If you listen, ladies, you're wearing flip flops, you get them flippy floppy feet away from me, because I want somebody who's prepared, especially with the damn coronavirus that's coming up. I mean, like, we need to be able to move. I'm starting to sell coronavirus preparedness kits. It's coming soon to my my website. I'll give you the link later. But look, what I'm saying is, if you don't want to wear your seatbelt, don't wear your seatbelt. Okay? And when I see a cop pull out into traffic and he's behind me, you know what I do? I do the old pull it down, and I ride with it, and I just hold it in my hand right here. Now, why do I do that? Because that's what my grandfather did. He hated seatbelt laws. He would pull the seatbelt over and just drive with it, holding it on. Why? Why? That's ridiculous. Why would you do that? Well, it's so that you don't draw attention to yourself and you don't have to pay a damn fine. If you don't want to be paying taxes all the time, don't be taxable, okay? And if you don't put a front license plate on, guess what? You're breaking the law. You know, like my dad said, he goes, I don't care that you smoke the reefer or that you maybe cultivate a little bit here and there. The problem is it's illegal. And if the cops find out about it, you're going to jail. And you know what? He was right.
Well, this goes back to the sanitarium thing. Like, who dictates what's illegal? And at this point, things that you break the law for, I mean, you're breaking the law, but in your eyes, it's not really a law that's even worth enforcing. So that brings me to people that make these laws in the first place, and the homelessness issue with people that are insane.
You hate seatbelt laws, but that's exactly what's happened here. Is they decriminalized homelessness. Like we were arresting people or charging. Even this is even worse. It's like, hey, dude, you can't sleep on this bench. It's illegal. Here's a ticket. You now owe the city, or you have to go to court to see if you're going to owe the city $100 fine. This guy's asking for 27 cents. He's like, man, I just need this hamburger, and I'm 27 cents shy. He doesn't have the 27 cents to get this hamburger, and you're asking him to pay $100 fine so that he can pay his penance to the state or the city for sleeping on a bench? Man, dude.
What are you talking about again?
I don't remember.
Let's move on. So we're 30 minutes in. Let's get conspiracy going. You guys want to get into a conspiracy?
Oh, no.
Did the coronavirus originate in Chinese government laboratory? Scientists believe killer disease may have begun in research facility 300 yards from the Wuhan wet fish market.
Okay, so look, this is bullshit. Real quick. I love conspiracy theories. It's all fun, but this is all.
That's your gut, because you don't actually know.
Oh, no, people are eating an animal that has this disease, and it's called zoonosis. It's when a virus goes from animal to human. Now, it can happen in many different ways. It can happen from having relations with the monkey, as we saw in the 80s, right? I'm kidding. And then in this one, it's some sort of animal or a bat that they like to blend up, and they think that it's giving them good energy or something, and it's got this mutated virus, and it's spread. I mean, look, people are stupid, and we're bound by tradition, and tradition is the enemy here. Like people just
Listen,
grow up
don't
eating
be
this.
so sure of yourself in this one here. Let's read from Daily Mail here.
What evidence do we have?
Well, let's read from Daily Mail. Now, I'm not 100% sure on it. I like to read it, but let's think about this for a second, right?
Let's go.
You know, Chinese scientists believe that the deadly coronavirus may have started life in a research facility 300 yards from the Wuhan fish market. A new bombshell paper from the Beijing-sponsored South China University of Technology says that the Wuhan Center for Disease Control could have spawned the contagion in the province of Hubei. The possible origins of the 2019 coronavirus, penned by scholars Batano Z. I don't know. These are just a bunch of weird names here. Anyways, kept disease-ridden animals in laboratories, including 605 bats. It also mentions that bats, which are linked to coronavirus, once attacked a researcher and a, quote, blood of bat was on his skin, unquote. Weird. Really weird here. The report says...
Have you seen these bats?
I haven't seen these bats.
And then, like, lately, you know what I've been seeing?
They're, like, selling bats, right?
Have you seen these
like Thailand or something, right?
These stuffed bats that are on Facebook? Have you started seeing these? I'm getting, like, targeted ads, like, oh, isn't it so cute, bats? So maybe they are trying to desensitize us to bats. Hey, we live in a city of bats. What kind of problems are we going to have when the bats come back? Do we need to stop the bats? Or do we need to stop people from eating the bats?
It seems like a coincidence that the Wuhan Center for Disease Control and Prevention, who has a strain of that coronavirus is only 300 yards from that fish market where it originated. Well, some believe it originated.
Okay, so
I don't know if it's even
what do
sure
we
people.
think the purpose of this is? What is
Interesting you mentioned that.
Yeah.
So we had.
What's their end game?
I mean, if this was man-made, which that's what this article was getting at, that it could be man-made. If so,
Did you scare Rob off, by the way?
Rob's probably watching the debate, watching his boy Biden just flop, and he's trying to decide who exactly I'm going to go for this time. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to vote for a woman because I'm not into that, but I might go for.
Cajun says, follow the money. It's all about the guano. Now, listen.
It's all about the guano.
Guano mining
Guano balls.
was one of the most profitable things, like next to whale oil salesman. Like that was one of the biggest. Can you imagine? Like, what do you do, Bill?
Whale's blubber.
Oh, I own a cave, and a lot of bats are in there, and we just shovel this shit. And he's like, you know what? I'd like to be your director of marketing. And I'm gonna help you by changing that. You keep calling it shit, and it's gonna be hard to sell it. I say you call it guano. And then boom, cottage industry started. Everybody all of a sudden's got a bat house in their backyard trying to rake in the guano money. But then Rockefeller and
well,
oil.
let me get into conspiracy
were you
here.
still going on the conspiracy?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
The coronavirus could be man-made. If so, could it have been released to end the Hong Kong protests and riots? Hong Kong is just 12 hours away, 700 miles from the lab in China. Remember, we were hearing tons of stuff about Hong Kong riots, Hong Kong protests. They want their independence. China wants to be able to extradite people out of Hong Kong. They're saying, no, we want independence. I think Taiwan's also on top of that. Is it Taiwan? I'm not sure. But we're hearing nothing.
So
protests are pretty much done in Hong Kong.
The Chinese government is doing this to disrupt the news cycles. So
news
that
cycles,
they,
no,
so,
it's got nothing
so
to
they,
do with that.
So that they can just meddle with.
If there are
Hong
no
Kong,
protests,
we win. There's no progress. Who's we?
We're talking China here. Is talking. They're going.
You're pretending you're China.
I'm China right now.
You're China.
And if we release this,
am I Hong Kong?
You're Hong Kong.
Okay. Why did you say it like that?
Don't trust China, asshole.
Oh no.
Listen, you are Hong Kong. You protest me, China. We're going to have problems. Yeah. Here's some delicacy. We call it bat.
We call it bat. Have a side of bat.
Enjoy. And now
with your
we're not
revolution.
seeing any more. We're not seeing any more Hong Kong protests. Whatever we might. But now we're also seeing China. They're welding up doors.
Are you talking about chickadee China? The Chinese chicken? Okay.
I wonder. We heard laughter.
Where's
is that coming from the control room or not?
Oh man. Look.
So we're getting some numbers from the White House is getting numbers from China, and the White House is they don't have high confidence in it. Can you go to the CNBC one?
Look. Let's talk about the numbers. Like on the grand scale of things, where we're at, the number of deaths is very low.
Very low.
It's very low. Now, I've seen it on both sides. There was a report in New York Times. Dude was like, "This is going to be a pandemic. There's going to be hundreds of thousands of people dead, within the next couple of months." And it was like, what? And you notice what? You don't see anybody picking up on that because there's going to be the sky is falling people, and then there's going to be the everything is fine people.
Bill Peterson says it's probably just the population control thing. Maybe they're controlling the population.
I mean,
which is not out of this world because they used to have that. Haven't we always heard growing up that if you were a woman or you you give birth, and it's a girl. You had to kill it or something, or give it up.
Okay, so
did you ever hear that growing up?
Well,
that's not too far off, right?
No, they had a
one-child policy.
One-child policy, and you could get fined or I think seriously punished if you tried to have more than one child.
So what if they pulled that out? If it was man-made, we're talking about if it's man-made. I have no proof of it.
Well, so this is the thing. The way that the virus spreads is like whatever you're giving me right now. A cough.
A lot of health workers are
just
dying from it.
Airborne. Yeah, because there's. I mean, what are you gonna do? You ever seen that movie? Have you seen that movie, The Boy in the Bubble, with
Bubble Boy?
Yeah, Bubble Boy.
With Jake Gyllenhaal.
No. I'm talking about with
talking about that Seinfeld episode?
Staying Alive guy. What's his name? The Scientologist.
Got
the plane in his front yard. Yeah, Travolta. The Boy in the Bubble. You need to watch this, people. Go tonight. It's probably not on Netflix or Hulu. You might only be able to find it on VHS. But The Boy in the Bubble with what's his name? Sylvester Stallone. Travolta. I just wanted to derail whatever I was saying to make sure that you watch that movie. But so what are you going to do? You're treating these people that are sick. Like I always watch these hospital movies. Like everybody's got the zombie virus, and the doctor's like all brave and stuff, and he's helping like 20 people, but he dead.
Yeah, and
he dead.
The whistleblower of the coronavirus.
He dead.
He dead. What is going on in China? We've been talking about that forever.
Call the number. The phone's not ringing, y'all.
Yeah, Bill Peterson says the flu has killed more people, and that's
512-477-2440. Call right now. Did you call? Call again. Yeah, there's probably a little delay.
China doesn't want the WHO, not the band, but the World Health Organization and our Control for Disease Center, or is that what it is? Control for Disease Center for Disease Control.
The Center for Disease, the CDC.
Yeah, they don't want our help.
The World Health Organization.
We don't believe their numbers for some reason because it seems like it's too low when there were like X amount of people dying a day, and they're saying, no, only this much died, and we're just not trusting them. And really, we shouldn't trust them at their face because it is a dictatorship out there right now.
Oh, you had the wrong number? Is that me?
Yeah,
Hello?
Shut off.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Would you stop that, Jimmy?
Okay.
Jesus. Would we have the wrong number up the whole time?
We had the wrong number up, everybody. Call again.
Really?
What is it? It's 512-477-2288. All right, give us a call. That's hilarious. I don't think that this was I can't in my heart of hearts think that this was some sort of thing that the government did against their people. I can't live in a world where that's happening. Now, do we have somebody on the phone that was just in Hong Kong?
Yeah, that's me. I was just there, and I gotta say, I have to disprove that credit or that idea because when I was just in Hong Kong in December, basically all the protests they had wound down because they got what they wanted. So they basically it was at peace when I was there. But I don't think that they would try to do scorched earth to try to basically stop something happening from 12 hours away. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sure, absolutely.
It'd be super scorched earth. I don't know. But
would you be more on board of do you believe coronavirus could be man-made?
Oh yeah, totally. I'm on board with that. Totally.
So they could be using it for population control.
By accident, maybe.
Oh yeah, a lot of these things happen by accident. So could they be using it and release it for population control then?
Yeah, and another interesting thing about coronavirus is, from some studies that I read, and whether they're true or not, I don't know, but they seem to affect Asian males most predominantly. So basically, if you're not an Asian male, you're more or less safe. Not 100%, but
all of a sudden,
it affects them more. So maybe they were trying to create a virus that actually wouldn't affect Asian males, but then they kind of backfired and did.
All of a sudden, Los is the saddest half Asian. He's now going for well, because didn't you always say that Filipinos are the Mexicans of the sea? So you're not. So now you're
Corona
right.
Mexican. Oh my God, there it is.
On a beach, live on a beach with a Corona.
I did go see my doctor today. His name happens to be Dr. Dos Equis.
Shut up. So we've got these planes that are showing up here in America that people are in quarantine. How long until this is something that we're dealing with every day here in America?
I think we'll forget about this in 6 weeks maximum. I give it 4 weeks till it's not even. People will literally forget about it.
By the time I'm done eating tacos for Lent every day, I won't even know about coronavirus.
Yeah, we'll be talking about something with the president, something with a president-elect, or a celebrity, or another basketball player, or something else.
Okay. Who's your pick to win the debate tonight in Nevada?
Kobe for sure.
Yeah. I think so. All right, buddy. We're gonna party. We're gonna party this weekend.
That's right.
Yep, it's on, man.
All right, stretch out your liver. Let's get it going. We'll see you soon.
We won't
Taylor.
do any cocaine, I swear.
No.
You are the Mexican of Asia.
Yeah. Bring it. You got the bricks. We'll see you real soon.
Thanks for calling.
Good work, guys.
Thanks, Taylor.
Yeah.
All right. So
that's how easy it is once you know what the number is. 512-477-2288. He's gone.
Let's go to a break.
Oh, is it break time?
We can go to break early, and then we can come back around 11 or before then. And
so, listen, with
the rest of our show.
we were talking about Come and Shave It 14,
right?
The Austin Facial Hair Club's annual beard and mustache competition. A lot of fun. 15 categories. There's a lot of people coming in from across the country.
I'm trying to decide if I'm going to compete in full beard styled stash as I want to do. I only have to do it for that one part. I'll be helping directing and working with Brandon to get these cameras going, but
I don't know. What do you think, caller? Should Los compete?
To what?
should Los
turn this on? I couldn't believe it was actually live because most of these shows are so old, years old. I called this number to see if it's real. It's Emergency Exit Podcast.
That's right.
What's the question being put forth?
Well, should Los participate in the beard and mustache competition this weekend in full beard styled stash, or should he just tend to what his duties are as the producer of the live stream broadcast?
Is Lowe's the guy talking right now, that beautiful beard?
Who's got a more beautiful beard? The dark beard or this
salt and pepper beard?
Yeah, with the cap on that's talking right now.
God damn it.
Me? Yeah.
That beard is beautiful, man.
Thank you. I did it myself.
He's got very Chewbacca looking there. Look at the colors.
Been growing for like 3 months, man. Mine's all curled up and stringly and scraggly, man.
I told my dad once, because he was like, you know what, your beard's better than mine. I said, you know what, Dad? You get the beard you deserve. You get the beard you deserve. And
this show gonna be on.
Yeah, man, we're on every Wednesday, 10 to 10. Is this your first time listening?
Yeah, it's the first time I ever dropped in because, I was just scanning through the channels and I noticed the live date up there. And like I say, most of these shows on public Austin television are so old,
Yeah, well, we do this every Wednesday night at 10 o'clock. We talk politics. We watch funny videos, and we get angry at each other for no reason.
Yeah, sometimes we don't always agree. What is your political leanings? Or are you're a big fan of Adler? I imagine.
I'm a yellow dog Democrat.
Okay, yeah. Been here in Austin for many years.
I don't like Republicans.
Yeah, well, they're hard to get along with, and yeah, I mean they want to bilk the city and just put their pipes in the ground and suck it full of all the resources.
They want to give us freedom, and they want to make sure that we have our freedom of speech. Yeah, it's terrible. Make sure we get guns. It's a terrible thing.
So
you know what used to be the old punchline about, do you know when a politician's telling a lie?
They're opening their mouth.
Lips are moving.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know when a Republican's telling a lie? Yeah, when her lips are moving.
It's a good joke.
Son's again.
What is
that? Some lie or son? Come on.
What's your name, caller?
My name is Vester.
Vester?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Vester, it's a pleasure to meet you, man.
Good to meet you, buddy. Welcome to the Emergency Podcast family. We hope that you'll tune in next week and every week. I don't know if you know Don of Don's Automotive. That's where I work. He is the title. We as an organization have donated some money to be the title sponsor for the Austin Facial Hair Club Come and Shave It 14 this weekend. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to leave you with a video. Do you have the break video, by the way, Brando?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don's Automotive, is that over on First Street?
South First. Yeah, give me a call. I'm Jimmy. We only work on your domestic or Asian automobiles. And no Jaguar. I kicked a Jaguar out of the park.
Get out of here with your fancy car.
Go Europeans!
All right, thanks for calling, Vester.
89 Toyota Camry, and I love it little car, man.
All right, we won't work on it. It's too old. But you bring any other Honda. But here's a video of Don racing back in the day at one of the Highway 71 races. We'll see you real soon, Vester. Thanks for calling in.
Y'all talk about
Wait, say that again.
What?
Turn that down, Brennan.
Do we what?
Talk about aliens, UFOs.
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah, man!
Yeah.
What do you think about UFOs?
They're real. I've seen them before.
Oh goddamn right, they're real, man.
Of course they are.
We'll do that on another show. I'll call y'all next week, man.
Hey, yeah, talk to us about that next week. And I just want you to know that I am the dean of Ancient Astronaut Theorist University. Find that on Facebook.
Totally true.
Ancient Astronaut Theorist University. I can sign you up. I'll give you free classes, bud. We're gonna get you your master's degree in ancient astronaut.
Can I be a professor of flat Earth?
Yeah.
I give you some real instances.
All right, we're losing you, Vester. We can't hear you.
We're losing you. Call in next week. I want to hear some of your stories. We'll be ready for you. All right.
We'll be back.
We're going to break, everybody.
And we have a 51, followed by 5690. 10 cars on the racetrack. guardrails have been taking a bit of a test today, much better than the first time we were here. Okay, the flagman gives the one to go sign. Don, you've moved into second place where you belong. This guy at turn one, people been aiming at him today. Just barely missed one. Well done, you're the sole owner of first place. Car number 2 seems to have smoked itself up there. 0-2. And it looks like you're going to have Abe on your tail. Of 11 starters, we have 4 that are running at this instant. There's an engine going on here on my right. Oh, they moved the 38 car up into third place. The 690 is in fourth place. And the 02 on my right, before turn 1, is running but not moving. Car number 02 is 5 cars in the race right now. And 07 is smoking in turn 3. They've taken car 02 out of the third position. Zero 07 is moved to been taken out of turn 3 now. And we're down to 4 cars now in the race. All of them get to go for tech inspection.
Okay. Hey! Can you hear us, Brando? Yep. All right. We're back. So Don, I think Don took the checkered flag in that first race. I don't know if that was one race or two that we saw, or
Can you turn that down
what?
a little bit in the studio?
But yeah. So if you there's more videos on the Don's Automotive Facebook page that Don just posted. We've got so many races that we will be putting on that page. Vester, I want to say I don't know if your car has ever been to Don's before, but if it has and it is an '89 Camry, we will work on it. It's just for anybody out there, we don't work on anything that's 25 years or older unless it's been there before. If it's been grandfathered in, we will work on it. But yeah, it's just ODB1, and we prefer to work on ODB2. So anyway, with that,
Let's
Los,
play.
what do we have going on?
Don't be an asshole.
My favorite game. It's my favorite game.
All right, so you guys know how this game is played. We're gonna play you guys a video. Figuring out who the asshole is pretty ambiguous here, but if one man can smell
I already
an
know.
asshole.
I'm smelling it. Yes.
So we're gonna get started right away. Let's play this first one here.
Okay.
Got a guy behind somebody in a plane.
Do you know the background behind this? So
You know the background.
she had asked if she could lean her seat back, and he said, "Can you wait until I'm done eating?" And then he finished eating. His stuff was picked up by the flight attendant, and then so she leaned her seat back. She didn't ask again. Maybe that was the problem, but then he just repeatedly started punching her seat.
Yeah, rocking it.
Yeah.
And you see he's on his phone here, so he's watching a movie. He's got
his
tray
earbuds
down.
in.
He's got the buds in.
And he's just, I mean, this is, I don't know how she took it. I don't know if he would have done that to a man. Do you think he would have done that to a man?
If he did it to me, I would have turned around and said something. I don't know why she's not saying anything.
Well, I think she did, and then she just started recording. So she probably didn't get her initial conversation with him. But I know that a stewardess or a flight attendant came over to talk to her, and she said, "Can you stop him?" And she asked her to put her seat back up and stop filming and to delete the video. So I guess she's got a lawsuit now with the airline. I don't know who's the asshole.
That's who I want to ask.
It's
That's what I
the
wanna
guy.
ask.
It's the guy, man. You deal with it.
In the chat, who's the asshole? The
You
guy or the gal?
got 2 inches, maybe an inch and a half that you're able to back up on that seat. Like, oh, okay, we can't put our seats back. Oh, ding. You can now put your tray tables down and put your seat back. Oh, great.
She was within her right to back up her chair.
Yes.
As far as I can go.
She paid her ticket. I mean, just like they paid their Sheila, they bought their tickets. They knew what they were getting into. I say, let them lean back, you know?
Well, who's the asshole, officially?
That guy.
The guy's the asshole. Do you guys agree? Let's go check to the judges.
Don't
Judges?
you dare,
Judges?
judges.
Yay, nay?
Come
Judges?
on.
They're giving it to you.
Okay, thank you.
They're giving it to you.
No doubt.
On
no
a
doubt.
roll.
There's other ways. Like, if he would have been like, listen. Because, look, I will side with the guy. He couldn't lean back. He got that last seat, and it doesn't lean back.
You sort of know what you're getting into, though. You
He-
pick the seat.
Yeah, well, he's the dummy. You know, like, say that was a Southwest flight. I don't know if it was a Southwest flight. Those were green seats. I don't know. I don't know
And
what.
why is he even doing it in the first place? I mean, his
He's
food's
mad
over.
because he can't lean back. She can't lean
Sounds
back.
like being a little baby bitch.
So
All right, let's go on to the next one here. This one's called Record Me and I'll Break Your Phone.
okay.
So why do you park in handicap spots? Are you handicapped? Well, what makes you so special that you can park in a handicap spot?
Record me, I'll break your fucking phone.
You're on.
She's got a nice old Jeep. We're from
What
Ontario,
makes
so
you
this
so
is
special?
Canadians.
Back the fuck up, me. Back the fuck up.
What makes you so special? What makes you so special that you can park in a handicap spot?
Okay.
Oh, there's probably
Well, he's asking for it there.
What makes you so special?
What makes you so special, eh?
So is this the parking lot guy?
This is not the
Do you know who?
cart guy.
Okay, there's the guy that yells at people when they don't put their carts.
He calls himself the shopping cart Nazi.
Okay.
And we played his.
Listen,
we played his stuff before.
We were talking earlier about the homeless situation. We were talking about how she's very close to assaulting him with that vehicle. The way that she sped at him, that was dangerous. Look, I'm telling you right now, if you dress up like a victim, you're gonna be a victim. That young lady, she was in the wrong. She was parked in the handicapped spot. She was called out. She should have just gotten in the car and driven off. But now she's an internet sensation.
So Jimmy, who is the asshole?
It's her. It's her for parking in the handicapped spot. She parked in the handicapped spot and brought this upon herself.
All right, let's go check the judges. Judges?
Come on.
We got an answer here. I hope you enjoy.
Oh.
The dude's the asshole.
Why?
Mind your own goddamn business, you nerd. Alrighty. Jeez. Listen, it's not me. It's the judges.
Judges. I mean, I don't park in a handicapped spot. Have you ever?
I agree.
Do you have any handicapped friends? You don't. But I mean, you make it.
I have one or two people I know that can park handicap.
I have a friend, Paul Hendricks, that is so handicapped, and he needs one of those placards, but he doesn't. And you know what? He never parks in the handicap parking spots.
He can still walk, and maybe the people that need it can still use it.
I have to carry him to most places.
This one is called Roll Patrol.
Roll Patrol.
Yeah, I don't remember what this one is. Oh, yeah. Guy sniffing bread, puts it right back.
What?
Who the fuck are you? I'm the Roll Patrol, dude.
Look, just do me a favor. Just pick up the ones you touched and buy them, because I don't want.
Put them in your fucking bag.
I don't know where your dick beater's been. You know what I mean?
Did you just say I don't know where your dick beaters have been?
Yeah.
And put them in your bag.
That's what he said.
I'm gonna even you up. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to even you the fuck up. I'm not kidding. Pick them up.
Oh, he's talking to a guy with a neck tattoo. Listen, I'm telling you right now, judging a book by its cover, I ain't telling a man with a neck tattoo to pick up his bread.
Well, just show me a doctor that's got a neck tattoo, and maybe we'll have a different conversation.
I mean, the guy's got a Hollister shirt on, so those
you can
are
buy
expensive.
those at thrift shops, dude. Come on.
I've seen them at thrift shops.
Anyways, who is the asshole?
Okay.
Jimmy Preston.
Obviously. Okay.
We've got Roll Patrol, and we've got Hollister neck tattoo.
I want to say Roll Patrol is all in the right, but I'm gonna spin this on you here. I'm gonna say Roll Patrol's the asshole because he ain't solving the problem. And you know I'm a guy that likes people that solve problems. Yeah, you can identify them all day long. You can be like, hey, I see something that's wrong.
Hey, he made the guy pick it up,
but,
though.
like, let me tell you what's wrong and how you should have done it right. So I didn't see any mention of where the wax paper is for you to safely handle.
He just said you should use
yeah,
that.
you should use it. Okay, and then he was like, fuck you, there ain't no wax paper.
Who the fuck are you?
So maybe Roll Patrol should have been doing some patrol, pre-roll grabbing, and put out some wax paper. How about that, Roll Patrol?
Well, should he have used his own dick beater to hand him wax paper?
Well, you don't hand anybody wax paper. You let somebody get the wax
All right,
paper
so Roll
on there.
Patrol's your answer?
Roll Patrol.
Judges, yeah. You got it right. This is rare.
Finally.
This is rare.
2 for 3?
2 for 3 so far.
All
All right.
right.
Let's go to this next one. This one's called Homeless Woman Angry because she
Sir, all
only
I'm
got
asking for is
$2.
just a little bit more than this. You can't make a sacrifice for a woman.
I gave you $2. Get you a
What the
cheeseburger
fuck am I
and
gonna
get
do
on the
with
bus.
this?
You can get on the bus
I
if
ain't
you
getting a
can.
cheeseburger. What the fuck I gonna do? You a broke ass nigga.
Bitch, man, stop fucking playing.
Oh. He's in the car? What's he got? What was that? That was like an AR-15 I mean, what is the thing?
You're right. It was an AR-15.
You can get on the bus if you can.
What the fuck I gonna do? You a broke ass nigga.
Bitch, man, stop fucking playing.
Oh!
What the fuck?
No! Right? Yeah, he's got a gun.
And he fucking pulls that bolt back.
Oh my God. Okay.
Who's the asshole? Jimmy Preston.
Okay, number one, you know who's the asshole? The legislatures of whatever state that is, and I'm going to say the congressmen and the senators that we send to Washington that have not implemented gun rights, the common sense gun rights legislation that is going to prevent some dude that is going to have jabberjaw conversations with some random homeless chick. Also, this guy obviously is on drugs, which is against whatever application he filled out to buy that gun, because you cannot buy a cheeseburger for $2. He's the asshole.
Dude.
He is the asshole.
All right, let's go check the judges. Wow, okay.
You saying it's her?
Homegirl's the asshole, the judges were telling me.
She was very rude.
You could have been more happy for a $2 donation, but you weren't.
I mean,
okay, going to the next one. This one's called Caught Brown-Handed.
Oh, no.
This is a good one for you, my man.
I don't know.
One more purple one.
I'm so sorry.
Shit on the car.
I'm gonna clean it up. I got it.
Look at that goatee of his.
Why?
Play it again.
No.
Shit, and one more purple one.
I'm so sorry.
Shit on the.
It's juicy.
I'm gonna clean it up. I got
So
it.
I'm gonna clean it up.
Why?
Okay, so a man that took a shit right in a grocery store parking lot got caught. Who's at fault here? Who's the asshole? Is it the man who got caught or the people who caught the man being caught?
Look, let's be honest about this situation. Taking a dump in public. Now, I will tell you this. I'm going to tell you a real story here, folks. Buckle up. And I'm going to remove the names to protect the guilty here. But I've got a buddy of mine that we go way back, and listen, we were just out and about, maybe having a couple drinks at a bar, maybe we had some wings, I don't know. Bottom line is this: as we're leaving the establishment and we get into the parking lot, it hits him. There's no moving. He's paralyzed with a stomach cramp that is screaming, I am about to expel everything that is in your body. And he looks at me with terror. He goes, dude, I'm gonna go. And I had no napkins. And he just started, he's like, I got it, I'm going. It was in his pants or on the parking lot, or in the parking lot. And I did what any friend would do, and I would do this for you.
You do this for me?
I took my shirt off, and I had an undershirt on. I took the undershirt off, and I cut it into strips for him to clean himself, and we drove the hell away. Now, we didn't get caught. This is pre-cell phones. But maybe this guy just had an incident like that. I'm going to say maybe he did. We cannot judge a book by its cover. We do not know that that guy's homeless, other than by the name of the video.
Oh,
Am I
sure,
right?
Sure.
So I'm saying that guy that's calling him out he should have been like, "Hey, bro, I got you," and turned his back to offer cover and started to rip his shirt into shreds. That guy is the asshole.
Sorry, I wish I could help you, but listen, the guy had napkins, which makes this premeditated. This is a premeditated shit. It's not one of those. And I sympathize. Trust me, I've been there. I've been sitting in the car. I shat myself on the 405 freeway in California because I'm sitting in. People say traffic.
Bumper to bumper traffic.
You're sitting in stop and go traffic.
You don't know traffic until you have turned your car off. Like if you've turned your car off to save gas because you're afraid you might not make it home, and listen, in LA, I've done it.
LA.
I made the mistake of like map questing or Apple mapping my location at like 2 a.m. Like, oh, it'll take 20 minutes. It's only 0.6 miles, And then at 2 p.m., try and get there, putting in Apple Maps, 5 hours.
Yeah.
5 hours
hours.
for 0.6 miles. This happens every day in LA. That's
LA. All right, last
That's why
one here.
people are
Last one,
homeless.
and we're going to do some funny videos for a few more minutes after this, but this is our last one. Jimmy's not doing so good. I think he's got 2 right and 3 wrong.
All right, what do we got?
We got the final one. You can tie it up here.
Talking. You do not come up to me, Dr. Shoe. Get my goddamn face.
You go there.
All right?
Sit down. Okay?
You go sit down.
Why you told me?
You go sit down, all right? You come up to me like that? Who the fuck do you think you are?
A roided out kid
Yeah,
here.
put your little fucking face.
Got some
Turn
pecs.
around and raise your fist like that, Dr. Shoe. Do it again.
Do it again.
I'm not fucking playing. All right? Okay. Come up to me and do that to me. I'll do it to you, bitch. All right?
Go sit down.
You should be able to slap a kid doing this, right?
Yeah.
Fucking tell me who the fuck you think you are. Fuck, nigga. Fucking bitch.
Okay. Well, now that's assault. Yeah. I mean, the kid's gonna.
Well, he's also dropping N-bombs. I don't know if you're hearing him.
You do that? You keep doing that? You put that shit on? You put that in that? You took the fucking trash can to me, huh?
Get out. Just get out.
Before you get expelled, you dummy.
He keeps throwing.
You don't
the
know
N-word.
who my dad is. What could that kid possibly be upset about?
Dude, he was late to his
Mr. Johnny
workout sesh.
What do you call him?
Mr.
Huang? Teacher, whatever.
Doctor. He kept calling him doctor.
The doctor called him out on something, and he got embarrassed in front of his friends for not doing what he was supposed to do, which is just fit in the box. That's what school's about. And you can rock the boat, and it makes it a lot harder for you. But listen up here, kids. Listen up to old Uncle Jimmy. You
Gather around, everyone.
just sit there and write down the notes that they tell you, and everything that they put on the board, you copy it down, and you'll regurgitate it to yourself when you read it back later. And guess what? You don't even have to study. If you just go to class and write down what they say, you're going to pass their tests. And you know what? You're done with that class in 3 to 4 months. That's how much a semester
Who's
is.
the asshole?
So it's the kid.
Of course, the kid. Come
and
on.
Even before that, it's the kid's dad, because that kid needs some freaking spankings. Somehow, and you're right when you say he's all roided out. I mean, look, but that kid's going through a lot of changes.
He's going through puberty
That's
right
a lot
now.
of freaking testosterone.
All right.
Running
We only
through
got
his
a
body.
few minutes left here. I want to play a couple of these videos before we get out of here. Let's
got?
yeah, you got the first one up there already, so let's go ahead and do this. One's called Drunk Dude Hits Wife and Gets What He Deserves.
Ele tá bêbado. Ele tem que ficar parado.
So gas station antics. You got a guy in the orange here doing some high kicking. Looks like he's going up against the whole staff here at the gas
blue
station.
shirts are the workers?
I guess so.
He's big, but he ain't got many good moves. Who's the wife?
Oh, and look, as you can see, looks like he pooped his pants.
Or they're ripped.
I thought they looked ripped, but there's
yeah.
you can see in that they didn't look see-through. And if you look at his leg, you can sort of see brown droplets as well. It's a shit show.
Shit show. Camera guy is terrible.
Works out for us, though.
Who's the wife?
Here comes the chair.
What is that? Oh! I mean, guy's totally within his rights. He's undersized against a big
All right,
guy.
I think we can only play one more video. Let's play number 3, and then we got to get out of here.
Somebody punched his wife.
I think that's what started this whole thing.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're going to play one last video. Thank you guys for watching. This has been another episode of
Caller,
Emergency
what's
Exit.
going on?
What's up,
Thanks
caller? We don't have time for you.
Hello?
Yes.
What's up, Rob?
Hey, how you guys doing? Well, sorry, man. I was watching the debate.
Who won?
Figured. Who
won, Rob?
Real quick.
That's a hard one to call, man.
All right, we got 1 minute left here. We got less than that with you. Thanks for calling, Rob. We got to play one last video and we're out of here, but thanks for calling.
Call in next week, okay?
I will, I promise.
Okay, we'll talk to you, buddy.
All right, let's play that video and we're out of here.
What do we got? Oh, another chair? Oh, no, that's... Whoa! That's one of those, like, dinner trays?
Yeah, dinner trays.
Dude, that's got some serious,
play that
like,
hit one more
momentum.
time.
Yeah, that is like a 1 in a million toss.
Yeah, perfect hit. Right on the button.
Well, it had the pendulum swing. Yeah, like, oh, man. And it just front faced.
Well, thank you guys for watching. We are
dinner tray?
We are married.
How did that fight start?
Check us out on emergencyexitpodcast.com. Tell your friends, your
Awesome
family.
Facial Hair Club. Find it on Facebook. All the events. If you want to see what the
So for
bearding
Brandon, for
community's
Jimmy,
about.
I'm Low saying that's right.
And thanks, Don, for the
Aren't
video.
you watching the clock?
No.
All right, thanks for watching
When's
the
the
live
show
stream,
over?
guys. We will.
When does the show end?
Hey, we have the live stream still going, right? Let's
Okay.
let's play a couple more videos since we're here.
Okay. Live stream, you getting some extra content here.
Live stream, cause I have a few videos and we can get through them sort of quick.
Okay.
You want to go through number 2? Number 2 is a good one.
Let's see it.
This is a great one. So we are officially off the air. This is now extra content for all you guys.
No
that stuck
longer
around.
live at 10 on 10.
The number is still the same if you guys want to call, but this one is called 6'5" versus 5'3", and it's a good one.
Hey, dude, if you want to start a fight with me, I'll end it, dude. I don't give a shit how big you are. I'll kick your ass.
He said beat the...
I will kick your ass, and don't touch me. I'm not going to hit you, because I know where I'm going if I hit you. But if you hit me back, I will hit you, motherfucker. And don't give me no stare down like that, bitch.
You're a little bitch, bro.
Hey, like I said, if you touch me again, I will hit you, man. Okay?
But I hit you pretty hard. You want to hit me pretty hard, because I'm going to knock the fuck out of my ass.
Watch out, bitch. Oh, watch out.
You can't reach him.
No.
And here we go.
Oh. Oh no. I mean, it's not. It's not fair.
Pick his glasses up. Pick it. Don't let nobody break his shit. Don't let nobody break his shit, because I would hate that shit to happen to me.
Poor little guy. Come on, you just
You
like
gotta
close the
take him to
gap.
the
Close
ground.
the
You
gap. There you
gotta-
go. Get him! Get him!
You gotta take him to the ground. Take him to the ground. There you go, and get on top of him. That's your only chance. I was very short growing up, and I'm
Are
still
you
short.
sympathizing for the small guy right now?
Yeah.
You're like, come on.
I'm telling you. Well, I mean,
Oh,
no, he brought a mace into it.
No, he had his keys.
Oh, this guy has got tenacity. And you know what? He's probably landing some pretty good ones. The tall, skinny dude. Oh no, he's getting beat up really bad. I've got a video like this somewhere on some VHS tape in my parents' basement of me and John Fernandez. It was 7th grade, And he was like one of our buddies, me and all my boys.
Let's get the next one ready. Number 4.
And then just like one day, he called me a pussy. Like as we were walking through the sub school, he's like, "Oh, you're a pussy." And then I turned around and I went, boom. And I go, "How's that for a pussy punch?"
Like
huh?
you really gave him one? Or
Yeah,
what?
I punched him like in his chest or something. And then everybody was like, "Ooh." And then I was like, today, 3 o'clock.
Flagpole, let's go.
Well, it was at the park. And then we had a video camera, and we brought a video camera out, and I had my posse. And he was in my posse up until that moment.
So he had no posse.
But then all of a sudden, it was just me and all the guys and a bunch of other hangers-on that wanted to see a fight. And then poor John walking all the way across the field by himself. Like, what a man. Like, he showed up. And then we were like, "Okay, you ready?" You're like we were going to solve something.
Yeah.
And then we fought, and it was a stupid, like...
You guys shook hands and you
we
were done
got,
afterwards.
well, we did go to Roy Rogers, and we got strawberry shortcakes. I remember that.
Okay, good.
But we got kicked off of the tennis courts by some dude. What do we got?
This was posted on Take Back Austin, matter of fact, and Jimmy, we both saw this.
Oh, God.
So check this out. I thought
All
I put
right.
this in Don't Be an Asshole. I guess
And
I did.
and I think the context on this is this guy's like a homeless guy that was just like going nuts
And
in
you
the
can
middle
see
of
this
the
is
street.
6th Street right here,
6th
Friends
Street.
Bar.
And he was calling out this guy. He's like, "Come on, where's?" And he's like, "I'm right here, man."
He's like, "Come on
And
over
he's
here,
like,
boy.
"Oh,
I'll show you
yeah?
a thing or
Oh
two."
yeah?" And he goes,
Crack!
"Boom!"
Right on the button.
He even goes, "Boom," when he punches him. Dude goes straight back. I mean, that guy's got serious brain trauma. Feel bad for him. I mean, he's probably not the same. Probably
true.
busted his jaw.
All right, let's
But,
play one more and we're out of here. Let's play that
you know,
next one, number 5, and we're out of here.
Pick your target. You know, pick something about the same size.
Hey
like,
man, if I was gonna pick someone I have to knock out and look good, it would be that guy.
the guy on the.
I would knock him out.
You would knock the skinny guy
Looks
out
like
or
an
the bigger guy?
easy attack if I had to. Of
Oh,
course.
in that state, yeah, he's hammered. Yeah, you totally got
They're
the
probably
drop
both
on him.
hammered. All right, last video and we're out of here. Thanks for sticking around. This is what crack does to you.
Do we have audio?
I own Facebook. I put $1 million on Italian Mafia. That's my island, Russia. I'm not joking. Why are you recording me on my own phone?
Crack kills.
This is a lawsuit
Say, get outta
right
here.
here of what
Get
is
outta
for what is for missiles and national security of the United States and blowing the cover of ketchup, mustard, and yes, of an architect company that is for international. You can face the federal pension. Now, U.S. Marshal, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do would be used against court law. Now, you just fucked up. Now, right here, my nickname is King.
Get your fucking crazy ass back.
When
Look,
don't
Look at that gut.
Go get some mayonnaise, nigga.
Bitch, you fucked up. I don't give a fuck. Go tell your army. That's my shit you're on. U.S. Marshal, you better.
Well, at least she's got, you know, she's got some things going for her.
What's up, Callie? What's up, everybody on the internet? I run this shit. I run
Ketchup
this
and
shit.
mustard.
I got so
She's got a rap. Like she just needs to put it to a beat. This is how Hannity got started.
Hannity was a crackhead.
He was just a
Thank you guys for
crackhead
watching.
in
We're
the
done.
city.
We're done for the day. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace. Later.